the Trevor Jackson Podcast.
You know, Gunplay being on this podcast, being disgruntled about, you know, the way it all ended with MMG, with the Triple C, with his career. Let's get to it.
Next question's having to do with him.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, before we switch topics, was it hard for you, you know what I'm saying, juggling the streets and seeing all this money at this young age and pursuing rap, where a lot of time rap requires you to leave the streets alone to focus? Was it hard for you to juggle these two things?
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause it just felt like this. I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the type of nigga to sit here and sugarcoat shit. But when it was Raw's turn and we was on the road and we was doing everything, and then when everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was hard for me. What you want me to do? Nobody's. It's like, I got hit records. Nobody's giving me a budget. Nobody's doing nothing. So what you want me to fucking do? What would you like me? What would you like me to do? Do more? Give another hit record and do more and never get no money? Or would you? What you want me to see is go back in these streets and go ahead and tap these pockets,
right?
Like I have to do. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what I did. This is what I didn't want to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But since niggas don't understand and niggas want to be, okay, we don't know who Gunplay is. Fuck, nigga, give me that chain. Let me get all that, cause I'm back. You see what I'm saying? That was literally a cry for help for real when I look back and see that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get that.
Right.
Let me get that. So
you showing them like, I really would do this.
Yeah, push me back in the street. So I mean, what you really want me to do? Like, I'm for everything. I was down for the program for over 10, 15 years. And it's my turn. And then nobody lifted a finger, made a phone call or nothing for the old boy. You see what I'm saying? So what you want me to fucking do?
That's crazy, because you had some killer features.
And from the outside looking in.
But then when I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, I'm my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if he don't want to get me a budget, then he won't get me a budget.
It's a few things that I can address about this, because I'm from the street. I make high quality music. I just played one of my records. I don't consider that a hit though. What I just played y'all, that's not a hit record. Gunplay has never had a hit record. I'm sorry. A hit record also is something that has been manufactured and programmed into the people's ears. Didn't nobody feel like they should invest it in his career to force a hit upon the people? But what I do want to address, and I hope some young individuals hear this, is having that expectancy. I had to let it breathe. An expectancy for somebody to do something for you. For somebody to go out their way for you. To go above and beyond. To force you to become successful. Even if they're your friend. Even if they're your family member. If you have an expectancy for someone to do things for you, they will always let you down. It's a saying to let go and let God. I don't even have an expectancy from God. This is just me. What he done is already done. So having an expectancy is something that's going to lead to me being disgruntled. Because I expect you to do something that you're not required to do, nigga. Take advantage of your opportunities. What I know Gunplay for is the booger sugar, the drugs, the gangster talk. The streets is something that's a monetizable asset. And a lot of people monetize what goes on in the streets. I remember Rick Ross, when he first got down with the Triple C's and them boys, they looked like some real deal street niggas. But as time went on, the hits and stuff that Rick Ross acquired didn't come from collaborating with them. Gunplay might have been down for him, one of his real partners. I remember seeing him buy Rick Ross chains and jewelry, and they was real like friends. But one thing I want to get across to people before I play the next clip is having the expectancy for someone to do something for you. You know, if your friend become a billionaire and you still got to work at FedEx, it's not their fault. If they become a billionaire and you expect them to get you out of your job at FedEx, it's not their responsibility. Real talk. Now, would it be nice? Yeah, that's cool though. You know, somebody to help you out, or they're a real friend. Man, I remember, I'm going to tell y'all a story, and I know I'm long-winded on this, but I learned a hard way about a relationship with a friend, and I'm not disgruntled with this person, but I removed myself out their life. It was a time and a period in my life when I was struggling, and I had a partner coming by my house. We drinking and chilling and cooling. He come by my house every weekend to kick it and watch football and eat my wings and shit. When I'm down bad, I didn't have a vehicle. He had 15 of them, literally. He didn't give me no ride or let me borrow a ride to go to work or to get some money out of. You know, I removed myself. I wasn't disgruntled with him or mad at him. You could have helped me or assisted me, but I didn't have an expectancy for you to do anything for me. Real talk. Let's get to the next clip.
You and your boss aren't close anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, like, not really. As of lately, nah. I'm, you know what I mean? But, you know.
Y'all don't talk at all?
Nah.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never publicly said out loud?
Say that one more time?
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never actually publicly said out loud?
I mean, I could go in. I could guess. They had me motherfucking, they had me selling my publishing. Basically sold my publishing for $50,000. They gave me $25,000 up front. We never did a second Triple C album for me to get the other $25,000, but I still ended up paying back $50,000. What? Yeah. Sony ATV, this is facts. And then my first album that I dropped, Matt Middleton and a bitch named Megan Price that was managing me at the time, they thought I was cooked. Yeah. So what they did was amend my contracts. So my back end of $75,000 for my first fucking album, it went to them. So I got fucked for that. So fuck Matt Middleton, fuck Megan Price, and everybody who put potholes in my road to success.
Thanks.
Because when that karma knocking, I just hope that you dressed.
Let me give those podcasters a round of applause. The reason I'm doing that is because their questioning was skillful. It was very interesting of how the woman asked him. She said, is there anything that they did to you in the music industry that you can speak of? And he went straight to, they had me sell my publishing. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. Nobody can force you to do anything. It's like he's trying to make himself seem as if he was bigger than what he was. You didn't have to sell your publishing, dog. You wanted to and you needed to survive. You didn't have to resort to violence in the streets. You wanted to and you needed to survive. It ain't like you couldn't went and got a job. It ain't like you couldn't go save up. You know, perception is a motherfucker. I'm going to go ahead and cuss and say it. Perception is a mother, because people want to be viewed as if they're successful at all times when they really not. You know, they asked him a victim question and he reacted like a victim. And I don't want to shoot Gunplay down, man, because I like Bible on the Dash a whole lot. I liked some of his records and things though, but I know what this industry is. And I know when you get in it, you have to take advantage of your opportunities. He could have made money and created a life for himself other than rap just by being next to Rick Ross. He could have learned a skill. He could have created the MMG podcast. He could have helped Rick Ross edit his book and uploaded his book or created a distribution company. He could have partnered with Rick Ross on Wingstop. He could have did anything besides rap and made him some money. But he wanted to be a famous rapper alongside his partner because of perception. He wanted to be perceived as successful or just as successful as his partner. You know, that's the problem with a lot of people in our community, perception and how they want to be viewed. Let me play Rick Ross reaction. Let's go.
And not laughing at my little bro situation, because I got nothing but love for him, but the situation you talking about, what saying wasn't no budgets or nothing like that. The distributor had them dropped you. They ain't want nothing to do with you. MMG just ain't give you the bad news. We told you just keep working, just keep grinding. Don't stop, don't quit. Yeah, that's how it go. When they don't want to spend no money on you, ain't no more budgets. You ain't have a manager, none of that. So they ain't tell you. And I ain't want to break your heart. I want you to keep hustling, nigga. I always say you one breaking from being on top.
You know, put yourself in Gunplay shoes, or put yourself in the person who is distributing the music shoes. Would you, the viewer, the person that's watching this, before I continue on in the conversation, because I'm about to move along, would you invest $1 million in Gunplay? 100,000, 50,000. We can go make that, man, nigga. We can go get some beats off BeatStars, off of YouTube, go to a premium studio and create that album for $1,000. Real talk. Why would I want to put $1 million in Gunplay? And you still had a home at MMG. You could have just kept releasing and doing your thing, man. Independently. Real talk. I don't want to shoot the brother down. I wish plenty success on Gunplay. I hope he get it together. You know, he was doing his reality TV thing. And, you know, I feel like Gunplay was a hell of an artist. To be honest with you, he's a talented individual. But you can't be complaining and having the expectancy that somebody is going to put you in position. You got to get yourself in position.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.